So,
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Welcome. Welcome. Relax.
Okie dokie. So, on today's Sunday sit down with Sonia, we're talking about dating. And here are three single girls living in Toronto, Canada. And two of them are single. I'm single with attachment.
Single with entanglement.
I'm attached to the Most High.
My own single attachment meaning I have a kid.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, ladies, how's it been? What's the dating experience been for you? We've all been here for like a different period of time. If you has been here for like 15
4 years. I've been here 4 years.
It seems like 15.
I know, right?
He has been here 4 years. Priska. So how long have you been here for?
This is my second year, so I'm going to be 2 years in August.
For you guys. So how do you date here? Like, is it lonely?
So for me personally, it's because I lived in England before moving here, so I want to compare both. Then obviously look at Nigeria as well. I feel it's not been tough just because I haven't really put myself out there. That's just me personally speaking. I haven't put myself out there, so I can't really judge and say it's been very, very difficult. But the times that I've tried to put myself out there, I guess it's difficult in the sense that, first of all, most of the people you meet or people who've migrated recently are either coming with their wives or just like young families. So you meet people in your age bracket, but most of them are already taken. So that's one for sure. And I'm not opposed to online dating. I've tried it and I've had like wonderful experiences from doing that. But here in Canada, I haven't really pursued it as much as I did. Look at me saying pursued as if I
pursued a career.
As if I was actively like dating. But I did it in England, and I obviously had a boyfriend just from meeting someone online online. And I've tried it here. So I've used Bumble, and I guess I've met people, but it's difficult because of proximity, right? So this is a very big country. So you meet people online, you probably like to talk to them, but it's just hard trying to meet up with people. I'm lazy. And the ones who you meet up with, I guess most of the people I've met are Europeans, funny enough. I haven't really met Canadian people, but Europeans who've migrated here as well. And when I moved here, oddly enough, I met someone organically, and it was at church. And it was a wonderful experience. So it was good, but it was kind of long distance as well. So I wouldn't really call it like a full-fledged relationship, but we dated for a couple of months and it fizzled out organically as well. So Canada can be tough, but I haven't put myself out there that much to really say that it's so difficult to date people.
Was he also like European?
The one I met at church. He is Canadian, so Caucasian Canadian. Yeah, but with some flavor. He could speak some Igbo. Oddly enough, I don't know how.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he knew some words in Igbo. Yeah.
Okay, and you, Miss P?
So I kind of think my experience is it's kind of similar. Like, so dating here, you have to be really, really intentional that you want to date, and you have to like put yourself out there. And if you don't do that, I don't think you would actually get what you're looking for. In Nigeria, it's easier, like you can meet anyone anywhere, in the church, in the eatery, or anywhere in the restaurant. But here, you really have to go out there to meet people, right? Or sign up for a dating app. I used one time. I don't even remember the name. I got there, but I was meeting lots of people that are not within what I'm looking for, and I left. I mean, so that's like, if it were years ago, that would be like a strange experience for me, even a dating app. But it's what is going on here. You literally go to work and come back, and you don't really have time to actually go out to meet people. So that's a way, like a good way of meeting people around here is using dating app. And I kind of think I meet people a lot on Instagram, like social media. Yeah, I do.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You got people in her DMs.
I mean, it's not shocking because come on, look at you.
So you guys have seen Priska on my channel. You see more of her. It was her birthday 2 days ago, so you're gonna see more of her.
So yeah, like Instagram is like a good place to actually meet people, like actually have people. And for me, it's more like a place where you guys can start off like on a very low level, no expectation, unlike dating app that I'm here, I'm single, I want you want me, that kind of thing. But Instagram is like you guys can like hello hi for like a couple of months, and then the person would come down to meet you, or you go to meet the person, and then you actually see if you like this person or not, right? If you guys are like into each other, you can now move on. So it's like a good visual place of like meeting people and getting to like talk to them over some period of time before actually doing what you guys want to do, something like that. So that's my experience.
That's interesting.
I like what if you said about being lazy. I think that's one major problem I have with dating. I have the zeal to meet people. I have the zeal, but I get so lazy.
So one of my goals for this year is to have a social life. Like, I read that, I'm like, what the hell? Like last year, I never, like, I'm always in the house, go to work, come back, study. Like, if you come to my house, there's a 90% chance I will be at home. Like, even if you just want to come, like, I'm not going anywhere. And this year, I'm like, wait, you are pursuing career. It's good to pursue career, don't get me wrong, but don't let your other life suffer. So I have to like make conscious effort to like have
somewhat.
Yeah, to like have a social life, like actually go out there and meet people, like
management. And that's what I do, right? So like for my first year here, obviously, the first couple of months, maybe like 8 to 9 months before my mom came, I couldn't date or do anything, obviously, because it was just me and my son. So I couldn't, that was not even in my mind. As in, I didn't even think about it really. At some point, I started using Bumble. I'll be chatting with people. Just out of boredom, you just start chatting with people. But I knew I was not really going to meet any of them because obviously I did not, for me, it's not a different thing. When my mom wasn't here, if I wanted to meet someone, I have to obviously find a babysitter. That involves money. And a lot of people I'm meeting were not worth that investment.
It's interesting that you even brought the first couple of months up. Here, when I moved here, and I feel like every immigrant who comes here, and I mean, in the first few months, you probably don't have a job yet, so you're still job searching. So for me, it wasn't a priority. But I remember my sister said to me, you know what, if you want to talk to people, you just have to, because, you know, if you're going to wait for until you get a job, then you're going to wait for until you get that perfect job to talk to someone. So, you know, the list doesn't end. So I feel like just if you're willing to, you should as well just go ahead and just start talking to people. Don't wait until you have a job. I mean, it's not cheap to date. We know that.
So I mean, my own mindset about that is totally different. Like when I got here, I wasn't going to meet people. Like, because I was doing like a regular job. I don't want to meet you and I'm telling you I work for Rogers as a sales rep. Like, what is that? Sorry. Like, it's not a bad thing, but I don't feel comfortable saying that. So I kind of avoided meeting people when I got here until I was comfortable enough to talk about what I do.
Yeah.
That is like more of related to my goals long term, right? Yeah. So like I'm not gonna feel comfortable talking about how I'm doing like a nonsense job. Sorry, but yeah.
I get that, and that's what I felt, you know, and you know, I don't feel like either one is wrong. But I was like, oh, I have to be like settled in, and it's true. If that's gonna make you more confident and more
exactly, yeah.
Wait until you get what you want.
Yeah, you have to do what works for you.
Especially as it's something that's achievable, like a job. A job is achievable, anyways. There's some things that at the end of the day, if you meet someone and you know that the person is smart, the chances that the person is gonna do well, you know. So you might as well just try. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't think
kind of think it's not like completely wrong to actually do that. It's just what you're comfortable talking about
Yeah,
and what.
I
And
agree.
I wouldn't want you to start prying. You have a master's degree. Why are you doing this? That kind of, like a lot of people are quite insensitive and
yeah,
very
I guess
nosy, which would
you just
really
and you mentioned that you don't really like confrontation, so you don't want some kind of
exactly. So it's just better to just avoid every. Let me get my job that
yeah.
I'm very satisfied with, and I'm willing to like meet everyone and talk about whatever I do. So yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
Okay.
for the first 9 months, it was not even a thought really. Like so, whether I had a good job or not, it was not a thought. I even was just willing to meet, like, make more friends outside of the Nigerian circle that I'm used to, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I was working in a school, so I felt like I would meet people there, but I really didn't. Because there's so many people there, but I really didn't. People just, I don't know, were not just talking to me like that, and I wasn't also just talking to people. And then when I
That's
finally,
also one of the problems. Obviously, if you've come from a country where people are more social, or the men are more, I mean, confident to approach you, or there's this, and you come to a place where people, don't want to be. I don't want to say it's not aggressive, but don't want to,
Look
invade
at
your
that
personal,
barging
yeah,
into you.
yeah,
That's the word.
invade your personal space.
the confidence, I don't even know if it's confidence that our men, some of our
Exactly. I
men,
don't think it's not confidence, it's
it's not
borderline like not knowing
entitlement.
where your boundaries are, but
It's
we're used to it. So it's almost like
anyway. They feel entitled to talk to anybody they want
yes,
to. Like, it's my
yeah,
rights as a man. I can talk to
absolutely.
anyone. So if they see you, whether your body language is off or you're not even like looking approachable, they are going to invade your space.
I mean,
And
talking about that, yes, I don't want to bring that up, but you know how I was standing yesterday and someone
Yeah.
pulled me by the arm and was like, are you here with someone? Are you
as it
like,
shows the people, we were all talking, and he didn't say
I was
hi
with
to
people, but
any
you
of
just pulled me by the arm
Was
and
it at the CS spot yesterday or
yeah,
something?
that's how
Okay.
Nigerian men are, right? So, is that confidence? Is that rudeness? Is that just borderline not knowing what
something.
personal space is?
I don't know if I don't think it's confidence, but it's
It's
something.
not confidence. It's
It's
not.
something.
It's just yeah.
By the time my mom came, I now said, okay, let me give this thing a shot. I think I met somebody in the gym first.
Okay.
That one, I was one that had to do computer eyes.
So that's something I don't know how to do. Like
I know how to do
I
it.
don't look. People think I don't look approachable. So I don't know why. Like maybe I don't have the most friendly face or something. Like
I
so
think your
people.
face is friendly. I personally, I mean, this is just from my perspective. I think that it kind of is with the person. If you have that insecurity that this girl, I don't think she would.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't think she. I think it's a projection of that person,
Yes.
not you. You
It's
know.
not like people project
Yeah.
what they think about themselves, what they feel you could be thinking about them.
Because
Without
I can say the
actually,
same for
they
myself
don't
as
know
well.
exactly. They obviously don't know what this person is thinking, but they just feel like this is what they would have thought if you were there, if they were you.
Absolutely.
And you were them, come trying to talk to,
Mhm.
like yesterday, some guy was like, I don't even know what I told him. He was not like, these Nigerian girls, see how these Nigerian girls, when they just find small, they just start behaving anyhow. I say, you're
What's
projecting.
that?
You're projecting because
Exactly.
because how am I behaving? Like, really, I'm
Exactly.
not even done anything. Maybe I'm not agreeing with every little thing you're saying. So now I'm behaving somehow, I'm making it younger, or I'm like fronting or whatever.
And something I would say, because you know how you say maybe you're not approachable. That's what people think about me as well, and that's why I'm coming back to Instagram. People have messaged me, but I don't. I mean, I feel people think based on my Instagram profile or maybe like what I portray. Maybe people think that some people might think I'm seeing someone and I'm like a typical Nigerian girl that doesn't like to like show her relationship. I don't know if I will show my relationship if I'm out, but you might get an inkling if I'm with someone. It depends. It just depends on how I'm feeling in that moment with the
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
But so people don't talk to me as much as I feel maybe other people would think that I probably get bombarded with DMs. I don't get that much DMs from people. I do get the one-off, messages, and I will respond to anyone that messages me, regardless of if it's anything about liking me or if it's just a platonic message. I will respond to everyone because I feel like,
You never know.
It's just, and you never know, and it's just civil to respond
Yeah,
to someone who messages you.
at least to see what they're coming with, what they're about.
Absolutely.
You cannot start talking some nonsense. You cannot. You're in your right to say I'm not interested, but at least
Exactly.
even just see, give them benefit of the doubt. What does this person want to say? Let's hear what they want to say.
And it's actually a dating tool, as well. Even like from Twitter days, how we started on Twitter,
Yeah.
Chica, I met someone, I mean, as friends, we all like met as friends, and we continued our friendship until we thought, you know what, should we give this a go? And I mean, we tried, but it just didn't materialize into anything, and we just remained friends.
I don't know. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so as well, like with Instagram. So when you hear people's stories of, I met them on Instagram, it's also like a dating tool itself. And for me personally, it's not my whole life. Everyone knows that you put like snippets of your life on Instagram. But if you know me to an extent, you know that what you see really on Instagram is almost like, not, I won't say 100% accurate, but you can get a feel of my personality from my Instagram. So I feel like if you see me there and you like what you see, then I mean, go ahead and message me. And I've gotten a few messages.
It's 100% you. It's just not all of you that's presented there.
Exactly. I don't
100% you. There's no faking.
I'm not fabricating anything that's on my page. Personally, I don't have anything against anyone who does that. If you want to create a persona online, fine. Myself, if anyone thinks the persona, that's me. It's not a persona, that's me. And the thing is, if you're not a self-assured person, and maybe because you're not getting that many messages and you're not dating, you almost want to feel like, the first person that messages me, and maybe sounds
right into
right.
it.
It might, they might not be 100% what you want, but because they sound maybe 45% like, okay, you now want to hone in and just say, okay, let me just grab and hold this one, since
And I feel like people legit do that, because it also comes like from your mindset, the background, what it is you're looking for. Like, so when I decided I wanted to date in this country or start like seeing people, I was just pretty much looking for the occasional companionship, which, okay, if it leads to something more serious, fine, I'm open. But I did not come with the mind, do I need to find
a husband.
Relationship or husband is even the furthest one. Sometimes the way I feel like this husband is even happening. Will it happen? That's a different topic.
That's a different topic.
But I'm just like, if it, as in, to even have like a serious, I'm even now leaning more to the whole common law, staying with someone, just living with someone thing.
Mm-hmm.
But even that one self is still a stretch, because with the people around, it's not like I'm looking for people who say, are you too picky? I said, of course I'm picky. And it's not like I'm looking for someone that's perfect, because I'm not perfect, right? But I'm not seen the kind of person with the kind of imperfections that the two of us will match.
So is it a bad thing to be a picky person? I don't think it is.
That's why I said, that's why I told you,
with life in general, picky doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. You just have preferences for certain things. You maybe choose your food, what you like to watch. Is it a bad thing to be picky about what you like to watch? So why should it be a bad thing to be picky about the person you want?
I didn't even try to translate whether it's bad or good. I just thought, of course, I'm picky.
No, but I feel like most times when people want to ask you, like, are you picky? Because that's what I get sometimes. I know where it's coming from. So I chuckle, because I'm like, I know what you mean by you picky. And, I will never be defensive about stuff like that. I'll just be like, yeah, I mean, if you think I'm picky, then
even if you think it in a bad way, yes, it's that.
Exactly, like, you yourself, you think I'm picky,
Is a thing. I just think people just have standards and they look for people with that standard. Like, it's not supposed to be picky. Like, you just have your standards and you don't come at me telling me what my standards should be. No, I determine what they're going to be and not you. And if you don't fit into that standard, there are two things. Either you work on yourself to get to that point, or you just
find someone
like, Exactly. No matter who you are, there's going to be someone that finds you interesting. No matter who you are at all, someone would find you interesting. You are somebody's dream come true. No matter who you are. So
where is this dreamer, please? Where is the dreamer? Please come and make this dream.
That's the funny thing. That's another thing we need to. Sometimes I battle with, right? Because they always say this thing: if somebody's dream come true, and sometimes it's like, have you met someone who you're the dream come true for? That person is not your own dream come true. So somehow you guys just don't match. So, like, so many people have probably found you as their dream come true, but you've not found them as your dream come true. So, where is the balance? Where do you compromise? Where do you, it's not easy. It's not an easy. It's every day we're learning with this whole thing, like how to, with the standards. Obviously, you have your certain standards, like you have your values that this is this. Maybe the person needs to be kind, the person needs to be teachable, the person needs to be thoughtful, and those certain standards. My standards physically, I don't really have physical standards anymore.
I wish I was like you. I mean, if I didn't have physical standards, I'd probably be married with 8 children now.
I don't think I really have physical standards anymore, because for me, the slightest or simplest thing or the randomest thing can make me attracted to someone. It can be maybe I just like the way the person's ear is. And as long as the ear is like that, physically, I can just like, oh, this person has a nice smile. You're not necessarily maybe the finest person, you're not the tallest, I don't know if I have certain standard of physical, but I know there are certain things I wouldn't like, right? So I don't know if that is, it's not like I have a standard that you cannot be, you must be like this, but there are some things I'm like, I'll prefer if you're not like this physically, right?
I mean, you know what? Talking about, still back to the topic about dating, physicality is the next step. Let's even see how easy it is. Now I'm thinking back and I'm like, okay, there's someone I went on dates with. So, I mean, I'll use dates and, relationship and dating is not interchangeably. They are two different things. So when I say date, when I've dated someone, it doesn't mean I was in a relationship. It just means we went out a couple of times, we hung out like several times, and we're trying to get to know each other. That's my interpretation of dating.
Of course, that's what it is.
Right? I mean, and some people misconstrue it. So someone, I think, also introduced me to someone, right? Or try to match make us like without my knowledge. So it just felt like it was a casual friendship meetup. And we started talking and all. And I thought there were some red flags, but I enjoyed having conversations with the person. We didn't have several things in common. So physically, was he, I mean, I don't have a type. Was he tall? Yes. I mean, I prefer someone who's taller than me, but if you're my height, that's fine. But so apart from the height, like body shape, my type, I don't know, but I knew he was smart, intelligent. So we talked and I got attracted to him that way. It just didn't materialize into anything. So another thing with dating here is if you know many people, or if you went to a popular university or secondary school, that helps people. I don't think I went to popular high school. So I don't have that many high school friends in this country. So if you have friends, or if you have a network of people, I think it opens the chance for you to meet other people like almost organically, because people can then introduce you to someone or say, oh, I know someone who's here, or because it's worked for me in that sense, but not heavily. If you're not meeting somebody online, then, you either meet them organically if you're going to church, if you're in the gym, supermarket, grocery store. So it's just putting yourself out there.
That standards thing, like your physical standards, I mean, you can have them, but sometimes you just meet someone that it depends on, and especially when you meet them organically or meet them through someone, you just meet someone that you just don't know and you just start liking the person, right? Even if normally it's not someone you would go for physically.
Yeah.
But because they have other great qualities that have swept you off your feet, it's like,
obviously,
you don't send those physical standards anymore because this person has these other qualities, right?
I kind of think like physical standards, right? Not like I have a physical standard, but what happens is people that match that standard do not have the qualities I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like toned it down. Like, I know I love people that dress, like if you dress well, like that's like a thing. Anybody can dress well. So it's not like must have a long nose, or no. Anybody can do that. So right now, my standards are what people can easily do. Because
it doesn't have to have a long nose. Me, I want long nose. I don't want my children's nose to be like.
My mom always says this thing. There are some things you can influence with time.
Yes.
Right? So those should not be the things that like red flags or put you off someone, because you can.
Well, it's a plus if it comes already.
You can get it already, but where you can't get those ones already, you have to like weigh, right? This person is so this, and it's awesome, but they don't dress that well.
Yeah.
Are you going to now say because they don't dress that well, all these ones that were weighing high like this? Is now
dressed in a way.
I mean, like, if it's like, are you open-minded enough? Because I like to go,
Yeah,
I like to
that's
look
the
good.
thing.
Like, I love to look good. I don't like basic kind of dressing.
Yeah.
I have to match that standard. I can't be looking like a queen and then you're looking like what kind of, no.
I feel like the person, yes, honey, I feel like the person will even, by the time they start dating someone like you, probably like want to like fix up. Like they won't want to be
don't want to. So
I don't want to. They want to be rugged,
honestly,
whatever.
For some people, it's very personal to them. I mean, dressing is very personal to people. So is the person willing enough to change? And to some people, it might sound superficial. To each their own. If it's not superficial to other people, if we can influence each other, but I don't want to change you. I don't want to change your dressing unless you come to that realization yourself that I want to change how I dress. I don't want to be the one to change how somebody looks. You know, if I wear something like, oh, if I think this can complement what I'm wearing, then fine. So I get what Priska is saying, that, you know, you have to look good, but it's not the thing that breaks.
Yeah, it's not something that will break like a deal breaker per se.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker actually.
It's like, are you sure?
I don't know, like, I'm not saying that is a deal breaker, but it could actually be when you don't step up. Like, if you're really, really down there and you don't step up. And that applies to me too. Like, if I'm doing anything that you feel this is like below standard, like, let me know. Like, I try to like step up to meet your expectation and kind of expect the same thing from you when it comes to how you dress. Like, if you're like always someone that is just dressing anyhow, like, and I'm like, hey, babe, would this would work and this would work, and you're not listening, I mean, that could be a deal breaker, actually. And I'm like,
the person just has to be open-minded. That's my own point.
Yeah, that's my point.
If you're open-minded, yes, but some people, because I'm open-minded, but would I want somebody to come and change my style? No, but I'm open-minded to listen to what you're saying and say, do you want to try it? So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind trying it. If I like it, then I can continue wearing it. But
yeah, and then at this point, if he has brought up with something, but yeah, like, it's something you have to consider, because we always have things we want out of people, right? And we don't always want people to try and change us. So where do you draw the line in also trying to change other people?
I don't want to change anybody, and where you are in life matters. Like me, I don't want to change anyone. I don't want to baby anyone. I don't want to murder anybody's child. Like, come.
Yeah. So that's why sometimes when you're looking for someone like this, and if you know if this thing's gonna be an issue, maybe you should, like, it's best to concentrate on people that already come correct like that.
Yes.
And then the ones that they don't necessarily come correcting are things that you feel like you can you can be okay with, even if they do not change that part of them, right? So those are other things. So there's a lot of things that you have to consider when it comes to being in like at least a proper, like a serious relationship with someone. I mean, to date initially. As I said, that's why, and that's the next thing we'll, like, when we come back, I guess
we'll talk about.
We'll talk about, like, what is your perspective? Like, what are you expecting? What is your mindset when it comes to dating? Like, what are you looking for from it? What are you open to?
Yeah.
Like, that is the second part, like, I want us to talk about.